Malignant, new horror film directed by James Wan, previously responsible for films such as the original Saw, Insidious, The Conjuring, but also blockbusters like Fast and Furious 7 and Aquaman. In this new film, he kind of marries the sensibilities of both these types of film in a way. The story follows a woman named Madison who one day begins having these mysterious visions of people being slaughtered in gruesome ways by this kind of dark figure that is kind of a disfigured demon monster guy thing that for some reason dresses up like a glam rock singer. Turns out those visions are actually happening as she's experiencing them. These people are really being killed. And because some of the victims have connections to Madison's mysterious past, she tries to find out what happened to her in her early childhood before she was adopted, that she since repressed from her memory, and find out who or what exactly is this mysterious murderer named Gabriel. So this is a film on which I am very conflicted, and on one of the rare scenarios where my opinion of it changed drastically overnight once I had a chance to really think about it. As I was watching it, I thought to myself, this is pure garbage fire. The plot is complete nonsense. The writing is soap opera level. The music sounds like it was taken from a 1990s action film instead of a horror movie for some reason. And there are also some action sequences which are really out of place. The performances are weak. The movie is not scary at all. The twist is kind of predictable. At the showing I was at, people were constantly laughing at the screen and at the scenes which I thought were meant to be scary. Like, you know, without spoiling anything, the stuff that happens is at times so absurd that it just makes you scratch your head or laugh. So I went out of it and went home convinced that I just saw a terrible, terrible horror film. But then I slept on it, and this morning I checked some of the comments on the internet from other people that saw it, kind of wondering what other people thought about it. And apparently people laughing at the movie was a very common reaction. And, you know, I saw a lot of funny stories, people's reception of certain scenes and recollections of them. And here's the thing. Even reading these descriptions of those scenes that I've already seen made me laugh again quite a lot. And I realized that the movie is actually quite amusing if you see it from this other perspective. If you willingly go into it expecting the insanity and the stupidity, preferably, you know, have a drink beforehand with your mates, and then go into a showing, I think you might just have a blast. Because it ends up being one of those movies where it's so bad that it ends up being good in a different way. So I think in my initial assessment, the movie kind of fell victim to its own marketing, because the marketing presented it as a serious horror film. But kind of thinking about it now, knowing James Wan's previous output, I kind of refuse to believe that he was actually serious while making this one. I think he's in on the joke. I think the movie is meant to be fucking idiotic in every single way, and in a funny way. It's just not so completely obvious at first glance. So here's my double take on the film. As a horror film, as, you know, a straight played horror film, it is pretty much dog shit. It's not worth your time. It's terrible in every way, 2 out of 10. But as a deliberately bad horror film, almost a subtle pastiche of horror films, as a film to watch drunk, to have a few laughs, I think it's probably a 7.